Hello and good day to everyone, especially to Sir Noham. We are the fifth group and we hope that each of us is staying positive and testing negative. So now, allow us to provide you a summary of our lecture for this morning. Our group will discuss about controlling ethical decision making, marketing challenges created by intangibility, possible solutions to challenges caused by intangibility. And now, let's proceed to our today's discussion.
Good morning, everyone. I am Luigi Bignayan, the first reporter, and today I am going to talk about controlling ethical decision making. In a service firm, employees tend to make unethical decision making due to various reasons, factors, and interests. This leads the service firms to try to control and manage ethical behavior of their employees in every possible way. Decision-making involves assessing whether which option is the best to do, depending upon the situation. It is like picking between a red and a blue pill, wherein each choice is coupled by corresponding consequence. The following topics are the suggested concepts and methods to control and manage the ethical behavior in the organization. Employee socialization. Employee socialization basically discusses the behavior and attitude of an employee needed at work. It is usually expressed and illustrated through the organizational values and norms. With this process, ethical issues such as cheating, payment of bribes, and lying are controlled inside the organization. In line with this, teamwork and cooperation among employees improves, and it creates harmony and peace among employees. Next is standards of conduct. Conduct plays a big role in communication and socialization because respect and seniority is crucial in a business setting. Service organization presents these standards of conduct to employees with the use of Code of Ethics. Code of Ethics is a guide of principles designed to do work with honesty, integrity, and professionalism. This leads the employees to avoid unethical decision making, good behavior at work, and to manifest professionality in dealing with customers in various situations. For the last topic of my report, corrective control is usually imposed to enforce and support Code of Ethics through the usage of rewards and punishments. Rewards make the employees become inspired to do work eagerly and to perform well in the firm. On the other side, punishments help employees to avoid mistakes, mishaps, learn from them, and maintain peace and harmony in the organization.
Hello guys and sir, I'm Erica Mendoza and I will be discussing the other suggestions for controlling and managing ethical behavior. Leadership training. Behaviors of the leaders in an organization is important because they influence the behavior of their subordinates. In this case, leaders should attend leadership trainings to exercise and maintain an ethical behavior in the workplace and at the same time to enhance their leadership skills to be a good example to the other employees. Service or product knowledge. Companies must always inform and update all of the employees about the new products or services and its features that are not familiar with the employees. It helps the employees boost their confidence by being knowledgeable about the product or service they are presenting in front of the customers. Monitoring of employee performance. Monitoring or observing the performance of the employees is the key to take a glimpse of their behavior in the workplace. Monitoring should be followed by a discussion for the employee to not misunderstand the circumstance and for them to reflect right away about their behavior. Building long-term customer relationships. Having a long-term customer relationship is built after repetitive purchasing, which is a sign of a successful business. Employees who develop a strong bond or relationship with the customers are more likely to manage ethical decision making.
Greetings everyone, I am Jessa Gumagda and I am going to discuss about Unit 3, Intangibility, the mother of all unique differences. In the beginning, the work toward accumulating services marketing knowledge and establishing services marketing as a legitimate subfield of marketing was slow. In fact, it was not until 1970 that services marketing was even considered as an academic field. It then took 12 more years before the first international conference on services marketing was held in the United States in 1982. The intangibility of services is what primarily differentiates a service from a product. A service is a transaction in which the physical goods are transferred from the seller to the buyer. The benefits of such is that a service is held to be demonstrated by the buyer's willingness to make the exchange, while product is an object or system made available for consumer use. It is anything that can be offered to a market to satisfy the desire or need of a customer. Intangibility poses a challenge to those marketing service. As I discussed in Unit 1, services are defined as performances, deeds, and efforts, whereas goods are defined as objects, devices, and things. As a result of their intangibility, services cannot be seen, felt, tasted, or touched in the same manner as tangible goods. Learning outcomes. After a successful completion of this unit, you should be able to understand the characteristic of intangibility, inseparability, heterogeneity, and perishability, discuss the marketing challenges associated with intangibility and their possible solutions, explain the marketing challenges associated with heterogeneity and their possible solutions, and identify the marketing challenges created by perishability and their possible solutions. Marketing challenges created by intangibility. Intangibility poses a challenge to those marketing a service as they often need to give tangible proof for their quality. Buying services are risky for the customer, hence providing adequate tangible proof of good services ensure repeat customers. Intangibility is the distinguishing characteristic of services that makes them unable to be touched or sensed in the same manner as physical goods. Intangibility is used in marketing to describe the inability to assess the value gained from engaging in an activity using any tangible evidence. It is often used to describe services where there is not a tangible product that the customer can purchase that can be seen, tasted, or touched. This is the most defining characteristic of a service that differentiates it from a product. Given the intangibility of services, marketing them becomes particularly challenging and yet extremely important task. For example, in the case of two fast food chains serving a similar product, Pizza Hut and Domino's, it is the service quality, not the actual product, that distinguishes the two brands from each other. Hence, marketers can leverage the service offering to differentiate themselves from the competition and attract consumers. These services, such as having a polite and friendly staff, can really distinguish one fast food place from one another, both of which offer the same kind of food. Marketing challenges that arose as a result of the intangibility of services. First, lack of service inventories. Due to their intangibility, services cannot be inventoried. The inability to maintain an inventory translates into constant supply and demand problems for services. Service inventory includes all process steps that are completed prior to the customer's arrival. As with physical inventories, service inventories allow firms to buffer the resources from the variability of demand and reap benefits from economies of scale, while also providing customers with faster response times. Having service inventory also facilitates using the customer as a resource and offers the potential for automating the process. By using the correct form of service inventory, companies can offer better quality, faster response times, and more competitive pricing. Customers are commonly forced to wait for desired services, and service providers are limited in how much they can sell by how much they can perform. The lack of service inventories presents so many challenges to marketers that it earned its own name, perishability. Perishability is used in marketing to describe the way in which a service capacity cannot be stored for sale in the future. Services cannot be stored, saved, returned, or resold once they have been used. Once rendered to a customer, the service is completely consumed and cannot be delivered to another customer. For example, what an airline ticket entitles a customer to cannot be stored, saved, returned, or resold after the flight, it is a perishability entity. Demand can be difficult to forecast. Demand can vary by season, time of the day, or business cycle. As the demand fluctuates, it can be very difficult to maintain quality service.
Good day everyone, I'm Elaine Robles. Now let's move on to second, which is services lack patent protection. This is one of the challenges that arose in terms of intangibility of services. A service is a transaction in which no physical good is transferred from the seller to the buyer. Due to their intangible nature, intangible services cannot be touched. Example of this includes goodwill, brand recognition, copyrights, patents, and trademarks. Patent protection is a form of intellectual property that provides a person or a legal entity with exclusive rights for making, using, or selling a concept, and excludes others from doing the same depending on the duration of the patent. However, in services, human labor and effort are not protected. An important challenge faced by the lack of patent protection is the new or existing services may be easily copied, because the subject of such an intellectual property right could be a product or manufacturing process. Consequently, it is difficult to maintain a firm's differential service advantage over attentive competitors for long period of time. Third, services are difficult to display and or communicate. The promotion of service presents another set of special challenges to the service marketer. Consumers can see and touch a good if it is a physical product. Consumers know exactly what they are buying when they are spending their money. But the question is, how do you get customers to take notice of your product when they cannot see it? Nonetheless, it is not the case with services. The effects of some services may not be apparent immediately. That's why it is a challenge for some service industry sector. The consumers might have a hard time even imagining all the details involved in what is done for them in service business. Due to intangibility, the task of explaining their product's merits to consumers is often challenging. Fourth, services are difficult to price. A tangible product's price is often based on cost-plus pricing, which means that a firm calculates the cost from manufacturing a product, then adds a predetermined markup percentage to finally arrive at the price of tangible good. The good news is they have a great deal of flexibility in how they set their prices. The bad news is there's no surefire, formula-based approach they can pull off the shelf and apply their business. Pricing services is more difficult than pricing tangible products. because they can easily identify the cost of a physical product. But it is more subjective to calculate the worth of their advice, their staff's expertise, idea, and value of their time. Labor that is used to service and consult the production of goods is also included in prime costs. Direct labor examples might include assembly welders, carpenters, glass workers, painters, and cooks.
Good morning, sir, and good morning, classmates. I am the 5th reporter, Kayla Marie and Lahum, and I am going to present to you the possible solutions to challenges caused by intangibility. In the midst of the challenges created by intangibility, marketing practitioners have implemented a set of strategies in the attempt to minimize the marketing challenges posed by intangibility. These strategies include the use of tangible clues to help tangibilize the service. Although marketers may not be capable of totally eliminating the challenges posed by intangibility, strategies such as these have provided innovative solutions for many service industries. First, the physical evidence or tangible clues. Physical evidence are the physical characteristics that surround a service to assist consumers in making service evaluations, such as the quality of appliances, the furnishings, the appearance of personnel, the knowledge of the personnel about their company and services they provide, or even the quality of paper stock used to produce the firm's brochure, and the physical structure of the store. This means that service marketers must maximize the use of the physical evidence that speaks about their service and provide tangible clues that were easily understood by the public, the customers, and others that are directly related to the bundle of benefits according to the services they provide. Second, utilize personal sources of information. Since consumers of services lack any objective means of evaluating services, they often rely on the subjective evaluations relayed by friends, family, and a variety of opinion leaders. So what is opinion leader? Opinion leader is a well-known individual or organization that has the ability to influence public opinion on the subject matter for which the opinion leader is known. It can be a politician, a celebrity, a sports star, a business leader, or educators. Hence, in purchasing services, personal sources of information become more important and effective to consumers than non-personal sources such as the mass media. Personal sources of information are the sources of information that comes from those people close or known to the consumers that they use to gather information about a service, such as friends, family, and other opinion leaders. Personal sources of information play a vital role when it comes to evaluating services or even purchasing a product. But in this case, the service being an intangible product, personal sources through word of mouth greatly influence customers' buying behavior and purchase decision-making, thus making the job of the service marketer to advertise a lot easier. Also, mass media advertising that features customer testimonials simulates word of mouth advertising and can be very effective. It also helps in developing the organization's image to reduce customer levels of perceived risk.
A pleasant day to everyone. I am Memory Escueta, the last reporter for this lesson. In addition to aforementioned solutions, creating a strong organizational image is the next on the list. But first, we need to define what is an organizational image. According to the website psychology.iresearchnet.com, Organizational image refers to people's global impressions of an organization. It is defined as people's loose structures of knowledge and beliefs about an organization. It should be noted that there is no such thing as the organization's image because an organization typically has multiple images. These images can vary from the point of view of customers, investors, employees, and applicants to an organization's name and others. Because of intangibility and the lack of objective sources of information to evaluate services, the amount of perceived risk associated with service purchases is generally greater than their goods counterparts. In line with this, opinion research did studies that showed that when choosing between similar products, 87% of customers choose the product from the company with a better reputation. Another study discovered that companies that develop a good reputation by taking good care of their customers are 25 to 85% more profitable. Hence, a well-known and respected corporate image lowers the level of perceived risk experienced by potential customers, and in some instances, lowers the reliance on personal sources of information when making service provider choices. In this case, the national firm, through image development and subsequent brand awareness, has developed a differential advantage over small local firms of which the consumer may be unaware. Last on the list is about utilizing activity-based costing. Activity-based costing focuses on the resources consumed in developing the final product. It breaks down the organization into a set of activities and activities into tasks, which convert materials, labor, and technology into outputs. To further understand what activity-based costing is, let me provide you an illustrative example. Let's say that you have a store selling donuts and milk teas. At the end of the month, you sold 100 donuts and 100 milk teas for a total of 200 items. What if you have an electricity bill of 2,000 pesos? How will you divide the electric bill between the donuts and the milk teas? Simply, 2,000 pesos electric bill divided by 200 items, total of 100 donuts and 100 milk teas, is equals to 10 pesos in electric power for each donut or milk tea sold. But what if you use 3 kilowatt hours of electric power to make one milk tea, but only 1 kilowatt hour of electric power to make a single donut? Do you think it is correct to write down 10 pesos of electric power for one donut and 10 pesos of electric power for one milk tea? And our answer is no, it is not correct. Thus, we should write down a bigger electric power cost for the milk tea to avoid setting prices too low and to gain profit. Now, we realize that we should set the selling price of milk tea higher than the donut because it involves more usage of electric power to create. That is why activity-based costing is important in setting fair and profitable prices, especially in selling services or intangible products. The firm's past records are used to arrive at cost per task figures that are then allocated to each project based on the activities required to complete the project. In addition, by breaking the overall overhead figure into a set of activities that are driven by cost drivers, the firm can now concentrate its efforts on reducing costs and increasing profitability. This is the end of our presentation. I hope that you learned a thing or two from our report and you enjoyed the discussion we made for you. Take care and may God bless us all.
Thank you.